Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to talk about real and nominal values and specifically calculating real values using our nominal values and the price index. And so just to recap a little bit about nominal and real values, a nominal value is a value of, it's just the dollar value of some item. All right, maybe it's income, maybe it's an asset, maybe it's a bill, right? Think about a $5 bill. The nominal value of a $5 bill is $5, right? It's $5 in the past, it has been $5, it's probably going to be $5 in the future, it's $5 today. $5 is $5. Think of that as the nominal value. Real values take in consideration inflation, right? So adjust for inflation. So example, the $5, has always been $5. It's a nominal value, but the real value, again, how far can that $5 go? What's the value of that $5? What's the spending power of that $5? Well, $5 was worth more, 40 years ago than it is today. And probably it's going to be worth less in the future than it is today. That's the real value. That incorporates inflation. And so when we look at real values, we're able to compare across time, right? Think about the salary that maybe your parents or your grandparents made and compare that to your salary. Well, the nominal value, it may look like they're making a lot less than you, right? Your grandparents may have made, $40,000 a year. Whereas you might be making, let's say 60,000 a year. Well, when you look at the real value of that, the numbers could be different, right? It could be that your grandparents made a lot more. Their 40,000, years ago went a lot further than your 60,000 does today. And so what we can do here is we can use this formula that you see here, real values of the current year equals our nominal value. So again, that nominal value of our current year times the price index in our base year divided by the price index in the current year. So again, what do all these mean? Well, price index in our base year just represents the price index in the year that we're comparing our values to. All right, so some base year we're comparing our values to. Okay, and typically that's always going to be either 100 or 1, depending upon how we format our, how we look at our price index. Again, remember, our price index can either be represented by a 1 or 100. Okay, and so you can use either of those notations there. And so what we're going to do here in this example is find the real GDP using nominal GDP, specifically here in year 2. And so this is important because we want to be able to compare GDP across time, right? Is the economy getting bigger? Is it producing more? Well, we can use real GDP to kind of compare to see, is real GDP getting bigger? Is it getting, is the economy growing? And so let's go ahead and calculate this out. So I'm going to rewrite this formula here. Again, instead of value, we're going to use real GDP in the current year equals the nominal GDP in the current year times our price index in the base year divided by price index in the current year. Okay. And so we can go ahead and plug some values in here. We know our nominal value, all right? So we can plug in our nominal value here. I'm just going to put real GDP here just to abbreviate. So 5,500, all right, this is probably in billions as according to the question up here. All right, so 5.5 trillion, but we'll just call it 5,500 here in billions here. Times our price index in the current year divided by our price index or base year divided by our price index in the current year. Well, our current year, for year 2, our price index is 112. And so what is our price index in the base year? Well, again, we're always comparing it to our base year, right? We're always comparing it to our base year. So that's always either going to be 1 or 100, as you see right up here. And so I want to caution you here. You want to make sure you're delineating what type, you want to make sure you're not delineating, you want to make sure you're consistent with the type of price index. Either use 1 in decimals or in hundreds. So what do I mean by that? So 1 or 100. Well, this 112, again, is in hundreds, okay? It could also be written as 1.12. So you want to make sure you're consistent here. So you can either write it out as 100 divided by 112, or you can write it as 1 divided by 1.12. Okay, you want to make sure you're consistent though with it. If not, you're going to get some weird numbers. Okay, and so we'll just keep it at this here, 1 divided by 1.12. So if we calculate that out, if we take 5,000, I'm going to pull my calculator here and go ahead and calculate it out. 5,500 or 1 divided by 1.12 gives us 0.89 times 5,500 gives us a real value of 4910. Okay, and so that would be our real GDP here for a year 2, 4910. So again, you see it's less than 5,500, and that should make sense, right? We're taking inflation out of it, the overall increases in prices, we're taking that out of our equation. Okay, so hopefully this helps you when it comes to real versus nominal values. Make sure you know this formula. Make sure you don't get tripped up here when you're using the price index. Keep it either 1 in decimals or 100 in hundreds, okay? One or the other. If you mix it up, that can really cause you a lot of potential issues. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you in any way that I can. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.